Well, hello everyone. We are back at Tech Resonance with another video. Hope you've been liking our videos and please don't forget to subscribe our channel. So talking about today's video, it is about something very interesting. It is about the mummies. I know a lot of you or probably most of you have somehow heard about the mummies. But have you ever wondered that whether these mummies, do they exist in India? So here in this video, we have some crazy facts about the mummies that will totally blow your mind. Mummies can have passports too. Well, really? Let's find out. Ramesses II is often regarded as the greatest, most celebrated, and the most powerful pharaoh of the New Kingdom. In 1976, his remains were issued an Egyptian passport nearly 3,000 years after his death so that he could be transported to Paris for treatment to prevent the growth of fungal infection. In any case, he was the first and probably the last mummy to receive a passport. Apart from having a photo of his face, the passport is also notable for listing the occupation of the ancient Egyptian pharaoh as the king. The mummy left Egypt in 1976, and when it arrived in France, it was received at the Paris airport with the full military honors befitting a king. Onions and mummies. Well, have you ever wondered that how onions and mummies are even related? Onions are depicted in many paintings found inside pyramids and tombs that span the history of ancient Egypt. Ancient Egyptians worshipped onions as symbol of eternal life. The dead were buried with onions and onion flowers on or around various parts of their bodies, and mummies have been found with onions adorning their pelvis, chest, ears, eyes, and feet. King Ramses was found with onions in his eye sockets. Ancient Egyptians may have seen the healing properties of onions as helpful in the afterlife. In India, there has only ever been just one mummy found. The rest of them have been all imported from Egypt or UK. This particular mummy, called the mummy of llama, has skin intact and teeth visible through open lips. It even has hair on his head. He died in the seated position with a rope around the neck and thighs. Believed to over 500 years old, the mummy belongs to a Buddhist monk who started the self-mummification process while being alive. Well, yes, you heard it right. In ancient times, many used to start the mummification process while living. The reason for the mummy being accorded this deep respect is because it is said to have sacrificed himself for the survival of the village. The strange thing is that the mummy shows hardly any worsening despite having no artificial preservation and exposure to the elements. A special diet including herbs, roots, and tree sap is also given towards the end to deplete moisture in the body and preserve the meat on the bone. You open a centuries-old tombstone with no clue of what is inside. If it were to Hollywood, it would definitely be a curse. But in reality, are mummies dangerous? Can the horror movies become true? Up until now, there has been one instance where people suspected the death to be due to the mummy curse. The Lord Canner I died 5 months after the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb. He died of blood poison caused by the mosquito bite. But this brings to our big question. Can a sealed tomb contain insects that can be deadly once a tomb is opened? Was Lord Canner I a victim of the mummy curse? Discovered hundreds of years ago, the youngest mummy ever found was, guess what? 0 years old. When discovered, the wrapped up structure was assumed to be mummified internal organs. Only later, a CT scan verified that it was the remains of an actual fetus. This particular fetus was a mere 16 to 18 weeks old as per researchers and believed to be the result of a miscarriage. Other mummified ancient Egyptian fetuses have been discovered, but they have been older. 2 mummified fetuses, like 25 to 37 weeks old, were found in individual coffins within the king's tomb.
In the 19th century, the Victorian elite took things to a whole new level with the mummy unwrapping parties. A host would take off the body's bandages to see what was hiding underneath in the name of both scientific discovery and entertainment. But unwrapping mummies, treating human bodies as entertainment, was perhaps not the best way to preserve or even appreciate a given culture. It was later stopped and thankfully doesn't exist anymore.
The interest in mummies as medicine started in the 16th century and was based on the supposed medicinal properties of bitumen, a type of asphalt from the Dead Sea. The practice was commonly called the mummy powder and based on the idea that mummies were preserved with bitumen.